Okay, my friend, if you often start something with the best of intentions and then stop and you get distracted or you fall off or you forget about it and then you feel very annoyed and disappointed in yourself, this one is for you. Because here's the truth that most people don't realize: you're not struggling to follow through because you're weak, you're not inconsistent because you don't care, and it's definitely not because you lack discipline. Let's talk about what's really going on, gently, honestly, and with compassion. So here's a familiar cycle that you might recognize. You get excited about a new habit or an idea or a goal. And maybe it's like finally getting back into movement or exercise. Maybe it's a personal project that you've been dreaming about, like, writing a book, creating a course, starting a blog, or creative spark. Or maybe it's something really simple that you've been just tired of putting off and you feel so motivated. So you create a plan and you tell yourself, okay, this time it's going to be different. And then what happens? Life happens. Your energy dips. Your kids need you. Like, work starts to fill up. Someone gets sick. A curveball or an obstacle hits your way. And suddenly, like, that great plan that felt so inspiring on Monday feels impossible by Thursday. And because you can't do it perfectly or you can't do the full version that you envisioned, you end up doing nothing. And then comes the guilt and the self judgment and the internal lecture, like, why can't I just stick to things like everyone else? And eventually the shame. Does that sound familiar to you? If so, take a deep breath. You're not alone and you are not broken. So here is the real truth, my friend. Not following through is not a character flaw. It's just a coping mechanism that your brain uses whenever you're feeling already overwhelmed and stretched thin and emotionally drained. So when you're exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally, your brain will always choose the safest, least demanding option, okay? Not the growth focused one that's going to stretch you and take you to great places. It's just going to choose the safest, least demanding one when you are tired, physically exhausted, mentally, and emotionally. Now that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, if you're piling on, I'm going to grow and improve and be better and follow through perfectly, on top of it already full life, your brain is going to be saying that is way too much. I'm going to protect you by doing nothing. Now, that's not a personal failure, it's a nervous system survival response in us. And this, my friend, the loving turning point, even though it's not your fault, it is still your responsibility if you want to shift it, if you want a different outcome. Because this pattern is going to cost you. It's going to cost you your dreams, it's going to cost you your confidence, it's going to cost you your self belief. Not because of the lack of results that are happening because of it, but because each time you abandon a goal, a tiny part of you learns, I can't rely on myself. And you deserve so much better than that. So, what is actually going to help you follow through? If it's not more motivation, not stricter routines, not trying harder, the real pathway is by making the follow through feel so safe and doable again. So that means you got to shrink the task, you got to lower the entry point, you got to remove the pressure to do it perfectly. Your brain really needs evidence that taking action is not, going to be the scariest thing in the world. It's not going to drain you. It's not going to cost you your well-being or your sanity. So let me say that again because it really does matter. Your brain is not going to support a habit that is burning you out, but it will support a habit that respects your capacity. There's a big difference between that. It's not going to support a habit that burns you out, but it will support a habit that respects your capacity where you're at in life. And so follow through actually becomes possible when taking action is such a small, easy enough thing for you to repeat, even on your low energy days. So I want you to try this little self-trust action this week. Think of one personal project or a little goal that you keep on saving for when your life calms down a bit. Okay, just choose one little goal. Now this week I want you to just give it 5-10 minutes max. Okay, you don't have to do anything else beyond that. 10 minutes and then stop. So you can set a timer and stop, because it isn't about the outcome that I'm, encouraging you to focus on. It's about the action, rebuilding self-trust through that consistency. And 10 minutes, or even 5 minutes is enough for your brain to register, okay, this matters. I'm doing something for myself and I'm doing this. I'm doing it. Like, I can handle it. You don't have to ever overhaul your entire life overnight. It's impossible anyway. You just need one small honoring moment of follow through to remind yourself of who you are becoming. And so if this has spoken to you, there is a free resource that I made that pairs perfectly with this shift. It's going to walk you through the 5 powerful thought changes that are going to make it so much easier for you to get out of your own head and into action very gently, without pressure, without any burnout. And if you want to keep on following through to feel lighter and make it feel so natural and so doable, the link is waiting for you in the description. And so just my final little note: you do not need more pressure in your life. None of us do. Okay, we don't work well with pressure, most of us. Okay, you also don't need perfection because, news alert, there's no such thing as perfection. All you really need is small, consistent moments of self-honoring. Like you keep on showing up and you keep on doing the things, the tiny little things that remind you and help you trust yourself again, just one step at a time. And if this has landed for you, just tell me in the comments what's the one little thing that you're going to be giving 5-10 minutes max this week. I am always cheering you on, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next video.